the spring, after the last of the big snows, Shirley and Claude drove down from the silver mining towns of the Rocky Mountains. They headed to that great state called Texas.
I can't stand those mining towns any longer, Shirley. All that shooting and yelling is too rough like me. I heard there's plenty of peace and quiet down that great state called Texas.
If you say so, Claude.
They followed a trail that cut south and turned east into upper west Texas, where long canyons dug deep into the hard rock.
Will you look at that?
He eased the horses and the wagon down a trail to the bottom of a narrow rocky canyon. The purple shadows lay over them, and the silence lay around them.
Shirley, I do believe this is the peaceful place we've been looking for.
So Shirley climbed down from the wagon. She took the rifle and edged past the back of the wagon. Right off, she spotted a fat rabbit sitting on the ledge, just across the narrow canyon. She raised the rifle and fired. Shirley's aim was never very good, so she missed that rabbit. That old bullet bounced off the rock and back and forth across the canyon, whanging and banging, zinging and zinging, making a terrible racket. Shirley and the rabbit just froze, staring right out at each other. Well, Claude took that moment to stick his head out of the back of the wagon to see what? Awful racket. That bullet tore right through the top of his hat, dropping it in the dust at Shirley's feet. Well, Claude looked just in time to see a rabbit hightail at the ledge. He thought on it for a moment.
Shirley, get back in the wagon. It seems to me a man... I don't think we want to live in a place where we can't get the meat for the table without the rabbit shooting back. We're going to have to move on.
If you say so, Claude. For 2 days, Shirley and Claude headed south, farther down to that great state called Texas. The sun was heating up just as the lizards and curled the grass and cried out. And Claude pulled a sweating but good-natured horses to a stop.
Shirley, I do believe it's the peaceful place we've been looking for.
So Shirley climbed up from the wagon. She walked back a ways among the clumps of mesquite. Suddenly she heard an angry rattle. She looked down and her right boot was planted square on the neck of a diamondback rattler that had stretched out in the shade to take a nap. Before she could think what to do, she heard another noise. She looked over to her left to see a wild cow. Its beady eyes glared and its small hooves pawed the ground. Quickly she took a choice, stooped down, and grabbed the snake carefully like around the neck, and using it as a whip flipped its tail like a wild tongue. That tail rattle and all. Wrapped the tail tight about the neck of the hog was coming fast, and all she could do was hang onto the snake and use all her strength to twirl the hog round and around. With a zap, she let go. The snake fell to the ground, done for. The hog flew off, squealing and snorting and carrying on something fierce. Shirley's aim never was very good. It happened that just as Claude climbed down from the wagon to see what was making the terrible racket, that hog sailed right past his face. Claude watched that hog until he was out of sight, way under past the clump of mesquite, and he thought on it for a moment.
Shirley, get back in the wagon. It seems to me a man has the right to set foot outside his wagon without getting bad-mouthed by a wild hog who wants the right of way. We're going to have to move on.
If you say so, Claude.
Shirley and Claude headed east in that great state called Texas. The dusty trail rose some 15 minutes away that was strewn with rocks and boulders of all sizes. Claude pulled the stumbling but good-natured horses to a stop. Shirley, I do believe it's the peaceful place we've been looking for. So Shirley climbed down from the wagon. She She started the clothesline between the rim of the wagon and the branch of a nearby tree. On it, she ran out to air, Claude's long grown. And his other shirt. In her second best store-bought dress. She was just finishing this chore when she heard the crackle of a broken twig. She turned around to see a large wolf creeping closer and closer. His eyes were narrow slits, his ears were laid back, and he was up to no good. Shirley grabbed the frying pan that was hanging on the back of the wagon, and she let fly at the wolf. Shirley's aim never was very good, so the frying pan hit the clothesline instead, sweeping it down just as the wolf leaped forward. The wolf dove right inside the skirt and up on through Shirley's second best store-bought dress. His head poked out of the neckline and his front paws were pinned so he couldn't use them. Well, he said it was only going to yell for him. Men were bouncing around on his back legs and making a terrible racket. Just as Claude came around in front of the wagon to see what was going on, that wolf bounced and went right on past him, carrying on something awful. Claude watched the wolf until it disappeared around a far boulder, then he thought on it for a moment.
Shirley, get back in the wagon. I don't know what that pointy-nosed lady's got her dander up, but I sure don't want any new neighbors that mean and noisy. We're gonna have to move on.
If you say so, Claude. Called Texas, trailed east and southeast into its heartland. As it rose, it softened into rolling hills with meadows cut between. Splashes of wildflowers dotted the grassy hillsides. Great oaks spread their branches to make deep pools of shade. Upward they went until they crested on a gentle hill. Shirley put a hand on Claude's arm.
Stop the wagon, Claude.
He pulled the tired but good-natured horses to a stop under a stand of oak.
Take a look around us, breathing that pure air.
How's this for a place of peace and quiet?
I know. Any place looks this good and bound to fill those people for long. And then we wouldn't even know what peace and quiet were all about.
Right before the hills was street, probably just jumping with fish. And you could spot the trouble and think on him 2 days before he got here.
I don't know. Get down from the wagon, Shirley, and see what you can pull together for supper. I'll get out the sleeping pots and tend to the horses.
Shirley climbed down from the wagon. She took out the stew pot and set it on the ground under an oak tree. Then she took down the rifle. She was going to go into the woods to find some fresh meat for the table. Suddenly, she heard the rustle of small leaves, so she looked up to see a big bobcat on the branch near her head. Well, Shirley stared that bobcat square in the eyes.
I found my place of peace and quiet, and you're not gonna spoil it for me.
She raised her rifle, aimed it dead center at the bobcat, and pulled the trigger. Shirley's aim never was very good. The shot hit that old tree branch, snapping it with a crack that flipped the bobcat in an arch right over the wagon. It came down so hard against the boulder that the forge knocked it loose and it rolled down the hill, tearing up the turf. Behind it came the screeching bobcat, all sprawl-legged, with every corner claw digging throw in the swell as he slid down the hill. Splat with the boulder in the stream, knocking two good-sized trout up on the bank. The bobcat flew over the stream and ran off so fast that Shirley knew she'd seen the last of him. Claude came running.
Shirley, what's making all that racket?
Nothing much, just a few things getting done around here if that branch fell off that tree. Claude peered at the tree.
Seems there's something oozing out of that tree in her stew pot.
What pure luck.
Looks like when that brain's broke, it opens a honeycomb, Claude. You're gonna have something good on your biscuits tonight.
She took his arms and pointed it towards the sloping hillside.
Take notice, my vegetable garden's already plowed, and there's 2 good-sized trout down on the bank that are gonna be pan-fried for supper.
Claude thought on this for a moment.
Shirley, get back in the wagon and start pulling out the things we'll need. If you could just learn to do your chores without making so much noise, I think we found a place of peace and quiet.
Shirley leaned against the wagon and gave a happy sigh of relief. She looked down at the stream that was sparkling with pieces of afternoon sunlight. She gazed out over the hills and the meadows that were soft and pleasing to the eyes. She gave Claude the biggest smile he had ever seen anyone come up with.
If you say so, Claude.
They all lived
Happily ever after.
The Wild Hog was played by Cody Ellington. Wolf number 1 was played by Scott Stallings. Wolf number 2 was played by Candace Griffith. The Bobcat was played by Anthony Van Winkle. The Bullet was played by David Campbell. The Rabbit was played by Paige Dunlap. Narrator number 1 was Ricardo Flores. Narrator number 2 was Eric Reeves. Narrator number 3 was Rachel Reed. Narrator number 4 was me, Amanda Anderson. The horse number 1 was played by Rachel Sauce. Horse number 2 was played by Carrie Bemis. Shirley was played by Jessie Back. Claude was played by Logan Rucker. The lights were done by Sarah Henley. The regions were Charlotte Good and Candace Davis. The prop and set director was Lauren Moore. The stage crew was Cole Ingram, Ben Miller, and Jace Raspberry. The usher was Richie Roberts. And a special thanks to our student director, Angela Peters.